Hi, everyone. Welcome to our investor seminar, Rental Income Properties 101. Maybe you don't even own a property currently, but you're looking to invest in a property. And if that's you, you came to the right place. My name is David, and my co-host over here is...
Your name is Vinnie, and my name is David.
What?
Thanks
This is
for the
crazy.
compliment.
That is crazy. I was going with David. You're going with Vinnie today.
Well, in these weird times of this pandemic, everything is kind of upside down, and it happens, my friend.
Upside down, inside out. You already own a home and want it. Entails the process it took to get it. Well, for the most part, if you didn't own a home but you're still here, don't worry. We'll enlighten you a little bit. So your job is steady. Income comes in each month. You have a retirement plan, some savings. You have a house appreciating in value. But this loan will create wealth, long-lasting wealth. You want to diversify investment properties, build wealth. You don't need all of these, maybe one of these. You're looking for the future, maybe not for the now. And especially in this market, that might be the way you're looking to accomplish that future growth, that ability to build wealth. And how do investment properties build wealth? Monthly cash flow. Rental properties could create cash flow. Rental properties have the ability to increase cash flow by rent increases. Average annual rent, $1,800 to $2,700.
I would say that's low now, Vinny. What do you think?
Yeah, I'd probably say it's low too. Average yearly San Diego rent increases 4% in the bad market, 2.7%. Future appreciation, San Diego average appreciation is 5.55. Now, I would suggest if you're looking to purchase today, don't think the market's going to keep going up. It's probably going to go up, but there's going to be a time when it's going to go down. So focus on that monthly cash flow. People need a place to live. In bad times like now, it is estimated a loss of 8%, 0.8% value.
What do you mean bad times like now? I just watched this important market update with you, and the market is up. Like, prices are going high. We're in some good times.
This is the verbiage maybe has to be changed then with the estimated like loss of the now. All right. So
so let's be serious. It's bad economic times right now, but good housing times because people's wages are down. So that's totally my mistake. I got to own that. I got to fix that number two. But prices are up. Everything's up, except for incomes are down. So yes, that is for right now. Bad times is, as me and you have said, heart goes out for all the people that have been adversely affected right now. But the real estate market is, we have a massive shortage on hand.
Yeah. So, I was waiting for some kind of dad joke right there. This is not Superman. It's not up or something like that, but that did not happen.
No, I've matured a lot since 4 o'clock to 4:10 earlier.
Renters pay your mortgage, appreciation also goes up. Tax write-offs, and we're gonna get into some of these breakdowns a little bit later. We're gonna get some numbers. So if you're a number person, maybe you're an accountant, CPA, whatever you're gonna call it, but you love numbers, don't worry, we have you covered. So tax write-offs, rental properties are tax deductible. Improvements, properties can be written off. You can depreciate the property for more write-offs. Tax insurance, mortgage interest, all written off. Now, be forewarned, we are not CPAs. We are not accountants.
We are not.
We're giving you what's possible out there, but we don't want to advise you too much on those.
We don't want to tell you the impossible. We want to tell you what's possible.
Exactly. There we go. All right. So maintenance, tax write-off.
And just to kind of pony ride on that right there for those of you who kind of looked at it and go, well, I already own my home. I already have all this stuff. Well, the unique thing is when you have the rental property, any upgrades you do to that house, they're tax deductible. Remodel your bathroom, tax deductible. Fix the driveway, tax deductible. Fix it up. Roof, windows, tax deductible. That's where, unless you like paying taxes, which some of you out there may like paying taxes. I know that's true, but some of us don't like paying too much in taxes. And that's why we want to build wealth, and the tax write-offs are a big part of that.
You want to take the next slides?
Let's take this. So how do you get started? Well, unfortunately, people, you need money. So how do you get the money? Well, if you're not watching our market updates for 10 minutes on Mondays and Fridays and missing massive amounts of the greatest information probably out there, you would know rates are all-time lows. You can pull money out of your house, cash out, refinance. You can pull from savings accounts, bank savings. The savvy people can even pull from your IRA real estate accounts. You can actually invest in real estate through your IRA. It's another great area. Or pool your money with investors. Now, you may have good friends or family, and they say, hey, let's buy a property together. Well, remember, when money is involved, the water can get pretty muddy. So make sure if you're going to pool money with other investors that you have the proper life jacket on and you're dumping into clear waters with all the people that you're going to invest with, because nobody wants to dive into muddy water headfirst only to find out you should have got a HELOC or done your own cash yourself. So the final way you can get money to buy investment property, pull a HELOC. For those of you who don't know what that is, it's a second mortgage. And right now, if you're looking for money quick, fast, easy, and you already have a great loan on your house, a HELOC is cheap. HELOC's like 3.25%. And all these things will help you to get your access to funds to get into the market right now, because if you haven't noticed, there's a lot of money flowing, which means the dollar is going to lose value, and safe havens are gold, real estate, and for those of you with the iron stomach and the six-pack, maybe Bitcoin. I didn't even go with
I was
cash.
waiting for you to say cash is king.
I was going to fall for your trick, but I didn't, my friend.
What's important to you about investment properties? Is it monthly cash?
You didn't do the map. Bring the map back. Let's bring the map back. For those people that don't know what's going on, the map. I love the map. I'm biased. The map, I like to show the map because San Diego is so unique. So what do we mean by that? Well, we're surrounded by ocean on one side, desert and mountains on the other, and we have opportune climate here. Unlike Texas and other places right now who are freezing. You're in San Diego, you're wearing flip-flops right now. Heart goes out to everybody having bad times with the polar vortex. But San Diego, the weather's beautiful, plenty of jobs, and lots of opportunity. Hence why people buy here, and hence why prices go up. But will they go up forever, Vinnie? No. Is there something we should focus on?
Focus on that monthly payment.
Yes.
We're like clockwork now. It's taken us a long time, but we're like clockwork. Now, what's the most important to you about investment property? Is it monthly cash flow? Do you want the highest monthly cash flow? Do you want the ability to be able to increase the rent yearly? Or are you just getting with the first property, then later planning on cash flowing because of rent increases? Now, something to think about, if you're pushing the extremes of the cash flow on the property, you might basically have a turnover every year. So sometimes you want to reduce basically what you're charging so you have a steady tenant over the next 5 years, 10 years, 20 years, and have them paying for your mortgage. Is it yearly appreciation? Do you want to buy an area that has the greatest yearly appreciation? Right? How does appreciation happen? Well,
how does it happen?
It's usually upgrades to your property, adding square footage to the property, or sometimes gentrification.
Oh, man. Boom.
It's the market that's just going up, market as a whole. So, or buy an area with lower appreciation because of price, or buy because of appreciation down the road for financing improvements. Okay. The safety of investment is the location of the property. Stability of rents monthly. Rent-o-meter.
Rent-o-meter. Great website.
Long-term tenants versus short-term tenants. The needed maintenance of property. So you can do basically maybe Airbnb, like be a higher level of rent, or 6-month leases, or year, or longer. You know, you're probably going to get lower rents, yet more stability. The needed maintenance of a property. Types of tenants: college, business, people, families. Now, you can't make assessments based off of where you're getting applications from, and based off of the communities you're purchasing, you're probably going to get different level of tenants.
You know, and the other thing that with that last slide right there, safety of investments you want to look at the safety or the cash flow or the appreciation and tie that all into your goals and go, did you want the ROI on your money, or do you want the safety of your money, or do you want the appreciation of leverage of looking at it going, if you buy a house for 700,000 and it goes up 6%, that's 42 grand in a year, as opposed to you investing, let's say, your money in a mutual fund for, let's say, 100 grand and it goes up 7%. You didn't make that much money in comparison. So you really want to look at the whole bigger picture of creating wealth, because it does take some risk and it does take the right decisions and the right property.
And what's the right property?
The right property is the one with the monthly payment you're comfortable with, maybe in a neighborhood that's being gentrified, or maybe it's a single family residence or a duplex or 3 to 4 units. Each one has an upside or a downside. And you have to look at it and go, do you like people? If you do not like people and you're managing 3 to 4 units, you better be patient, or you better hire someone to manage the property.
Very true. Very, very true.
Let's go to the next slide here. We'll bring in some key points. So upside, downside. Single family residence. So you buy a house, you collect rent from one renter, you manage one property, you have one cash flow. If you buy duplex, it's more expensive, but you have 2 renters in 2 areas to increase rent yearly. 2 cash flows. So if one person leaves, you still have another income coming in. And you have to figure, things go wrong. Renters leave. Renters trash your house. And I'm kind of biased, but 2 unit, 3 unit, 4 units is a little safer than your single unit because it's more cash flow, but it comes with a different set of problems. And we'll get into some other areas of things you may have to strap on with your boots to get work done.
Strap in the property. Now, cash flow is king, queen. We're all going the same. Now, is there a wrong property to start with? Of course there is. Remember your goals here. Your financial situation. Can you afford to lose a renter? Do you have a reserve for things go wrong? Because it will go wrong. And can you bootstrap to do the work yourself?
Bootstrap. I love that.
Do you have patience to work with people? All right. Now, again, if you don't have these answers, I mean, we'll sit down with you, walk you through it, figure out what's possible.
Oh, can you go back to that slide really quick, Vinnie? Can you go back to the past one? So we put this on here because you want to examine all these things. You want to look at the cash flow, tax advantages, mortgage reductions that you have, appreciation, and equity capture. Because equity capture is something, Vinnie, me and you haven't gone into a lot, but capturing the equity in the property and leveraging it to buy other things is another way to create longer lasting wealth, as opposed to the person that hoards everything into one thing and then never invest. And then later on, they wonder why they're not doing so well financially. Capturing equity and being able to utilize it is key.
Yeah. Okay. Some ways to prevent you from choosing the wrong property. Knowing the neighborhood, knowing the area you're going to buy in. If you're not familiar with the area, I mean, drive in the area weekends, maybe in the evening, in the morning, and get a feel of the community. Also, you can look at basically crime spot or spot crime.
Great website.
What is the average income, all right, of the community? What is the average rent paid in the area? Rental meter we talked about. Again, crime spot right there, crime rate. What is the rate of appreciation? You can have your realtor kind of assess what the property is sold for previously or what the neighboring community has sold for previously. Average rent turnovers. Now, it's not like Apple turnover. It's how fast, how often the renters move in the area.
If no one caught that, that was a very good Vinnie joke right there. I gotta say that was really good.
Know the property.
Not like Apple turnover. Okay. I may steal that. I may use that on another occasion.
All right. What is the average? What is the age of it? The property? Deferred maintenance. Now you got to think with different properties, right? There's going to be things that are going to pop up, right? For example, older properties, they're going to probably have cast iron piping in there, right? Newer ones are not. They're going to have like PVC. The cost of changing them out can be something there. You're talking about electrical, deferred maintenance, piping, electrical roof, permitted, non-permitted. Now, yes, loans can be given on non-permitted buildings, right? Yet you could down the road get in trouble if the property is not permitted or is permitted, or if it's not permitted, but you think it is permitted. So understanding that during the buying process is going to help you out. Accessibility to parking in some communities, like we've talked about in the past, is in like downtown,
North Park
area, North Park.
North Park's big, South Park's big. The other key thing on number 4, Vinny, permitted versus non-permitted. As the lender lending money, we look at things, if it's done in a workmanlike fashion, we'll let things pass. And then also number 4 is key, where you want to work with a very qualified realtor, because they're going to be able to point out to you, this is permitted, this is non-permitted, and what creates value. More value is being permitted versus not permitted. And you also want to have your realtor look at the property and go, hey, maybe it's zoned for 2 units and there's only 1 single family house on there. Always looking for ways to create value, and your realtor in the top 20% is going to miss that every time. Just love throwing that out there.
Average cost per square foot. What improvements can you do to bring in more rent, and why? Because you want it to balance out.
Because we don't want the scales tipped one way or the other. We want balance. We don't want all of a sudden the house is so heavy that it doesn't make money, or you could go the reverse. What if you're making so much cash flow because you're the ultimate slumlord and the tenants hate you?
All right, learn about mortgages, and great CPAs can help you with tax benefits. You want to take this away?
I'll take this away here. So listen, your CPA going to be one of your best friends. Once you start buying investment properties, you want to learn about how to depreciate them, how to recapture depreciation when you sell so you don't get hammered on taxes. There's different rates for buying investment properties. So duplexes, higher rates than single family. With an investor, you typically need 25% down to get the best interest rate. And a lot of people will call me and go, I have 20% down. I want to buy an investment property. Can you do that? Yes, you can. Is the rate as good as 25% down? No, it is not. And,
you can, something to think about if you're looking to get an investment property, but an investment property you live in, right? Buy it as a primary residence, maybe has a duplex, triplex, live in one, rent the other ones out. So it's not necessarily an investment property, yet you have an invested income coming off of the other units that you're purchasing.
And for those of you who want to be more savvy, you can buy a 2 or 3 unit place with a 3.5% down FHA loan and get into the investing game day one like that, which I will say, I mean, when I was younger, if I was smart, I would have done that. And unfortunately, I didn't. I bought single family residences, but I wish when I was single, I would have bought all triplexes. So if you're single out there, or you can convince your wife to live in a triplex and rent out the other places, a huge one.
Yeah, that's key. If you can negotiate that your significant other would live in a multi-unit property, I'd say all power to you.
Good. You better have some good negotiation skills there. More equity in property means lower interest rates. So if you look at the property and there's a substantial amount of equity, can you get a better deal? Yes, you can. Then with your CPA is going to maximize tax benefits, write-offs, interest expenses, any sort of maintenance you use, any sort of repairs, taxes, insurance, all of that is a write-off. And the key thing that a lot of CPAs don't do is the depreciation, because they go, oh, when you sell the property, they will recapture it to the IRS. That is not true. CPAs that are well-informed can help you with that. They can also help you with 1031 exchanges for those of you out there who already own properties. Boom, recapture taxes. That's my favorite. I see everyone hit by that one. And final, make friends with an honest contractor. A lot of contractors out there, not a lot of them are honest. And, I looked at a neighbor of mine, Vinnie, as I ride the bicycle by all the time. And I know he's been working on his pool for about 8 months now. Well, his contractor left him high and dry, and now he has a half-ass pool in his backyard that got left there because the contractor left. Be careful who you pick for your contractor, as well as your CPA, as well as your realtor, as well as your lender, because the cheapest isn't the best. Quality costs money, and you really want to get good quality advice on people.
No, it makes sense. Yeah, that's you can go on Yelp, you can go on all these platforms next door, things like that. But yeah, you really want to make sure you have a honest contractor helping you out, because if you don't, it can go really bad really quick. Now,
Vinnie, I'm sorry. I was going to say, do you want to know what makes sense?
What?
Dollars make sense. So make sure you're sensibly investing your dollars to make their sense. Exactly. That was really on fire today.
All right. So cash on cash return, annual cash flow. Okay. Initial cash investment, cash on cash returns. You buy the rental at $700,000, down payment 25%, so $175,000. Annual cash from rent is $3,500 times 12. It's $42,000. So 42,000 divided by 175 equals a 24% return on your investment.
I'm waiting for that one. I'm really waiting for that.
It's a great one. That's a great one right there. If you can find it, fantastic.
If you find that, well, I only know one person who could find that. That would be you, my friend. That was a setup.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay. Net operating income. Let's look at this. So you may look at it and go, hey, I saved all this money. How do I know if I can really afford this? Because you may have noticed something. Vinnie repeats something all the time. What is it? Can you make the payment? The payment's important. So this is one of the formulas we like to use. So annual income and annual expenses. So let's look at it. Annual income in our example is $42,000. If it cost you $12,000 to operate that property, that means you only really made $30,000 a year in cash flow. So now you divide the $30,000 by 12, that's $2,500 you made. Can you cover the mortgage with $2,500? That's your worst case scenario. And if you can, then you're not in a bad position, because you know if something goes wrong, you can still afford to make the payment and not lose your investment. And that is really important, because you've heard us mention a couple of times, things go wrong. You know, this pandemic that recently happened, no one anticipated it. And when it hit, look at all the things that went wrong, and people that did not have savings and didn't plan for it. It's been devastating. And, you know, heart goes out to everyone again, but plan for things to go wrong and, you know, save your money. Next, final one, payback period. So you worked all that time to save your money. You're like, well, when do I get paid back? Besides depreciation, you get paid back. Besides the tax benefits, you get paid back. When you get your cash, because you know what makes sense? Dollars make sense. Anyways, besides that, so you took $175K, your rental cash flow or your rental income was $42,000. You earn that money back in 4.17 years. That's not bad. In the bigger picture, 4 years goes by really quick. These formulas great to use. We have another formula that if you want to contact us, we'll share it with you. If you use all four of them, it's a great way for you to look at things and go, hey, this makes sense. And if it makes sense, it may make dollars.
I'm going to have to start using that joke. It's going to be stuck in my head. So what else should you do to protect yourself? Learn California renters laws, especially now with everything going on. Yeah, there's a moratorium on evictions, so be aware of that.
Extend it again, my friend.
Only hire a highly qualified realtor and a highly qualified lender. Property manager, do you need one? Learn the costs. It varies per property manager, usually 6 to 8%. It can be more. Plan on things going wrong, because they will go wrong. Great insurance is better than cheap insurance. And realize you're playing the long game to create wealth. Be prepared to take some risks that are calculated. The calculations that we have, that we've given you the insight, at least give you understanding of it. Cash is king, queen. You'll need to operate to ensure you sleep at night. Buy rental units, live in one for a while. You'll fix it up. And remember, we talked about that. If you have a significant other right now, make sure she's on board, use those negotiating skills. Always look for ways to increase the value equals increase rent, and always look for ways to increase cost, because never screw over a tenant.
Wow. That's a lot of things, and most people don't think about that stuff, you know? Well, now that you got the basics, what are you going to do? Are you going to go home and just make mud pies? Hope not. Are you going to go, or are you going to look at it and go, hey, this pandemic hit. I don't know what's going to happen. The future is uncertain. Maybe I should plan for the future and look into real estate. Contact Vinnie, call him, ask him questions. There's a lot of things that's going to be positive coming in the next 6 months, and opportunities will arise. So hire a great agent, hire a great lender. Look at your geographic areas.
Look at the rents, improvements. Use the formulas. Know your goals.
Boom.
Because what makes sense?
Dollars.
Dollar bills, y'all. There's our information.
Wow.
Please reach out to us if you have any questions about your future home purchase. And if there's only one thing you can take away from everything that we've said, what makes sense?
Oh, God. Makes dollars.
Makes dollars. All right.
Wow.
Thank you guys for watching. Please subscribe to this platform, share, reach out, and hopefully you gain some insight of all of this going on. I'm going to close this off with basically our intro for our market update. Thanks, everyone.
Thank you.